Hi, I'm Jim with Stickley on Security, and today I'm going to talk to you about properly securing your computer with updates and patches. Now, when you install new software on your computer, the software is generally secure. That said, over time, vulnerabilities are discovered by hackers in particular pieces of software, and the manufacturers who made that software will push out updates or patches to resolve the issue. The problem is that oftentimes the patch or the update that they make available never actually ends up on your computer, which means that piece of software is vulnerable and hackers could potentially attack it to gain access to your computer. Through the years, I've received hundreds and hundreds of emails from people who have become victims of identity theft. And the number one question they ask is, how on earth did a hacker gain access to my computer? Unfortunately, there's literally thousands of ways a criminal can gain access into your computer. That said, the vast majority of those types of attacks all start with an unpatched application that's on your computer. When most people talk about patching their computer, most often they're referring to the operating system. And that's because nowadays you'll generally get a message telling you that there's new patches available for your operating system. So for example, if you have a Windows XP machine or a Windows Vista or Windows 7 or an Apple Mac, it'll pop up a message from time to time saying, hey, there are new updates available. Would you like to install these updates now? Or in some cases, you may even have your computer set up to automatically install those updates to keep your computer secure. The problem is that you're only updating the operating system itself, and people forget there's a lot of other applications running on your computer that aren't part of the operating system, but that could still be putting your computer at risk. An example of an application that's probably installed in your computer that's had a lot of security issues, but that does not get patched through your operating system would be the Adobe Acrobat Reader. Now, you might not know what that application is, but there's a very good chance that you've probably used that application many, many times. That application is used to read PDF files. If you've ever been to a website and you wanted to view a document, oftentimes the document that comes up is a PDF document. Coworkers will often also send each other PDF documents, and when people push out white papers or other documents about their company, all of those are generally in PDF form. To read those documents, you use Adobe Acrobat Reader, and it just comes up automatically, and you don't even realize you're using it. The reason that criminals have been able to exploit the Adobe Acrobat Reader so much is because all it requires them to do is send you a link to a web page. And if you click on that link, the minute you do, it's actually going to the exploit against Adobe Acrobat Reader. Your browser will think, hey, I'm trying to pull up an Adobe file, therefore, I'm going to go ahead and use the Acrobat Reader to pull it up. The Acrobat Reader starts, it gets exploited through this application that's on this malicious website, and suddenly they have control of your computer. It's really that simple. And people go, well, how do they send me a link? How am I going to actually click on this link? Well, there's a couple ways. They're either going to send you an email that says, hey, check out this funny picture, and they have a link, and if you click on that link, you're exploited. Or they may hack into your friends' computers and gain access to their Facebook account or their Twitter account or some sort of other social media where they'll post a message on behalf of your friend out to Facebook, and it'll say, hey, check out these really funny pictures that I took the other day. And if you click on the link that they put on that post, it's taking you to the malicious site, and again, your computer will be compromised. When I say your computer will be compromised, what I'm referring to is that a hacker can actually load software onto your computer while you think you're actually loading a web page. So your web browser's up and you're browsing around the internet. You happen to click on the link that's malicious, and while the page is loading, you think it's going to be loading an image or a picture or whatever you think it's supposed to be doing. In the meantime, it's actually loading software on your computer behind the scenes that you can't see. And that software is now going to allow the hacker to have complete control of your computer. In the meantime, they'll then take your web browser, send it on to another page that does look legitimate, so maybe you'll see a dancing dog or a funny video or whatever it happens to be. So as far as you're concerned, nothing malicious has happened. But in the background, behind the scenes, malicious software has been loaded on your computer, and now the hacker has complete control of your computer to do whatever they want. Through the years, millions of computers have been compromised through Adobe Acrobat Reader vulnerabilities. Now, the problem is patches were available, so people could have actually secured their computers and not been vulnerable to these attacks, but they didn't. Now, keep in mind, that's just one application. There's thousands and thousands of applications out there that also have vulnerabilities that could potentially put your computer at risk. Keeping up with patches and updates doesn't have to be difficult, but it will require a little work on your end. Now, while I obviously can't walk you through how to apply a patch or an update to every application you have on your computer, I can give you some basic tips that will get you off to a really good start. First, you need to make sure that your computer's operating system is set up to automatically receive and install updates. To do this, all you do is go to the manufacturer's website, and they have step-by-step guides on how you'll enable this functionality. Once you've enabled this feature, you will greatly reduce the amount of risk your computer has just by that one option alone. Next, with your computer's operating system patched, you can now focus on the applications running on your computer. Nowadays, many manufacturers will actually give you some sort of automatic notice when a new update's made available. So for example, when Adobe has a new patch available for the reader, it'll pop up a message on your screen and it'll say a new update is available. And you'll have a choice to either say install it now, or remind me later, or not interested, go away. A lot of times people don't realize that this update is a security update, and so they'll either say remind me later, or ignore, or go away. The reality is you need these updates. They're extremely important. Anytime one of these updates pops up from one of your manufacturers, you should install that patch or that update immediately. Now, because there are still a lot of manufacturers out there that don't do auto updates and they don't do auto notifications that there's patches available, it's up to you to actually find out if there's an update available. The best thing you can do is load each application that you have running on your computer, go into the menu options for that particular application, and look to see if they have an update. Oftentimes this will be done under the File menu option, or under an option called Help, or sometimes they'll even have a menu option called Updates. Go to that menu option, select Update or select Check for Updates, and see if any updates are available. If there's an update available, install it immediately. In the event that an application is not giving you an auto update notification, and it also doesn't have some sort of an update option in the menus, then it's up to you to actually go to the website of that manufacturer and see if any updates are available there. That's the most work, and that's where most people kind of forget about it and walk away. I know it's work, I know it's no fun, but it's still really, really important. If you want your computer to truly be secure, you should be going to the manufacturer sites of whoever makes the applications on your computer and checking there to see if there's any updates available. Keeping your computer's operating system and applications properly updated and patched is your best defense against hackers. If you're not comfortable applying these patches yourself, reach out to a friend, a coworker, maybe a neighbor, or even your kids to help you out to get these patches applied. Remember that your computer is only as strong as the applications that are running on it, and patches and updates will help keep those applications properly secured. As always, spend a little time, do a little research, and protect yourself so you don't become the next victim of identity theft. I'm Jim for Stickler and Security. Have a great day.